Hello everybody, welcome to our class Passionate Learners. So today in this class we would be learning about this model question paper of the CTET. I have just given you the subjects which they actually would ask in CTET exam, like the child development and pedagogy, math, environmental science and English. So let us learn the first question. Who among the following viewed the child as tabula rasa? So tabula rasa, it is nothing but it is according to Loki. According to Loki, a child's brain is like a empty slate. Tabula rasa means empty slate. So as a child grows, so depending upon the environment in which he is growing, depending upon the surroundings in which he is growing, he would turn out to be like that. He would turn out to be that kind of person. This is what Loki means about the tabula rasa. The second question is, a child from economically weaker section is admitted to your class in a private school where other children are not from the same category. As a teacher, you will. This is a question which is asked for a teacher to check his or her psychology. So it is like whenever a teacher is present in particular situation, this is a situation based question. So whenever a teacher is in this situation, how would a teacher react? This is what he is asking. So every children over here they are from a good section of society, but few children, not few, only a child come to that school where she or he belongs to economically weaker section of the society. So how a teacher should react now, and how a teacher should say her students to react. So what is the answer? As a teacher, you will keep the child in the class and sensitize other children about their needs, or ask the child to join school that has children from economically weaker sections of the society. This should not be done. There should not be any kind of differences or any kind of you should not show any difference to the child. All the children will be same. You should treat every child as same. Suggest the child to take up vocational course. No. Have no role to play in a child. No. You definitely have some role to play in the child. So what can you do? You can keep the child in the class and sensitize other children about their needs. This is what you have to do. The third question is, what is the better way to deal with the misbehavior of kindergarten or a nursery school child? So how you need to behave with this kindergarten or nursery, very small kid, around 3 to 5 years of age. So how you need to behave with a child who is misbehaving? First one is, punish the child for major acts of behavior, ignore the transgressions, give suitable punishment for all kinds of misbehavior, or channelize the child's energies into positive direction. Now all these options A, B, C, if you observe, they are related to some punishment kind of things, or you need to ignore it. Punishment should not be given to a child who is in kindergarten, because he or she just came to the school and he or she is getting accustomed to this kind of environment. If you start punishing them, they would never turn up to school. So never ever punish the child. This is not the way to deal with a child. So if you want to deal with a child, you need to, we all know that the kindergarten child has lots and lots of energy. Yes, they do misbehave, but we need to channelize them. We need to deviate them, and we need to involve them in the productive things. Okay. We need to involve them in the productive things and channelize the child's energy to the positive direction. This is what a teacher has to do, instead of giving him punishments or ignoring the transgressions. Ignoring is also a bad thing, because if you start ignoring, they will think that what they are doing is a correct thing. So ignoring should also not be done. The fourth question is, you greet your parents every morning and your kid learned the same by watching it. It is an example of, see, a kid, you are greeting your parents, and now your kid watch what you are doing, and he also started to greet you. This is what was happening actually here. The observation was happening actually. So a child learns something from the observational learning. Okay, this is given by Albert Bandura. Albert Bandura says that a child learns many things from observing from the peer group, or observing from the parents, or observing from the elders. And next thing is the operant conditioning or the classical conditioning, which we have discussed in the last class of the psychology, which is related to, I have already mentioned here, classical conditioning is a learning process that occurs through association between an environmental stimulus and a naturally occurring stimulus. So all these are the learning behaviors, learning kind of things, how a child learns. All these conditioning theories are all these are discovered to know how a child learns a particular thing. So classical conditioning, which we have already learned about, the stimulus and response kind of things. Okay. The next thing is the operant conditioning. It is a type of associative learning process through which the strength of the behavior is modified by reinforcement or punishment. The operant conditioning says that a child learns through the reinforcement or the punishment which we give. If a child does something good, if you support her, if you reinforce her, or give some good response to the child, a child does it again. If you give a punishment kind of things, a child understand that what he or she was doing is wrong and try to stop that behavior. This is what operant conditioning means. And the next thing is the insight learning. Insight learning refers to the sudden realization of the solution of any problem without repeated trials or continuous practices. So insight learning theory says that you will be getting answers for some questions like a flash. You need not to do trial and error basis to find out answers for this. This is what insight learning means. Means you already have some knowledge in your brain. You need to map all the things related to that subject, and you can easily find out the answer for this. This is what the insight learning means. The solution would be without any repeated trials. Okay, all these are, as I have mentioned earlier, all these things related to the learning theories. But our answer is, what is the question is, a child observes, like you are greeting your parents. So your child observes that you are greeting your parents, so he repeats it the same way, which is nothing but which happens due to the observational learning. The fifth question is, which one is not included in the Piaget's 4 stages of cognitive development, which we have already gone through in the last session. If you have not watched that video, I will be providing you the link. Just go through it and learn what exactly Piaget told about the 4 stages of this cognitive development. So the first stage is the pre-operational stage. We already know pre-operational stage. The second stage, the first stage would be the sensory stage. The second one is the pre-operational stage. The third one would be the concrete operational stage, and the fourth one would be the formal operational stage. These are the 4 stages which were given by Piaget. So now the question is, which is not included in the Piaget's 4 stages of cognitive development? That is the post-operational stages, not involved in the Piaget's cognitive development. Now the 6th question. So this is about mathematics. The people who are from mathematics background would find these kind of questions. So the length of a rectangular plot is twice as its breadth. So length is twice as its breadth, and it is given as a rectangle. So rectangle formula area is length into breadth. If the area of a rectangle, which they have given it as 2592 square meters, what is the length of the rectangular plot is the question. So let us substitute L as 2B and try to find it out. 2 1s are 2 2s are 2 9s are 2 6 are 12. So 1296 B square, that implies it would be 36, I guess, 36 square. Yes, 1296 is 36 square. So B breadth would become 36. But what is our question about? Don't, in a hurry, don't put 36 as an answer. Just read the question again. What is the length of the rectangular plot? Length is equal to 2 into B, which we have already got it as 36 meters. So length would become 72 meters, which is not in the answer. So D, none of these would become our answer. Next question is the angle which is, we don't know the angle, let us name it as X, which is 1/5 of its supplement. So supplement is nothing but 180 degrees minus X. Complement would become 90 minus X. Try to remember it. So what is X is the question, which would be 180 by 5 minus X by 5. 6X by 5 is equal to 180 by 5. So X would become 30. This is our answer. Next question. How much less is 4/5 of 1150 from 5/6 of 1242? So 5 by 6 into 1242 minus 4 by 5 into 1150 is how much is the question. 6 2s are 12, 6 7s are 5 2s are 10, 5 3s are 15. So 207 into 5, 35, 5 2s are 10, 1035 minus 23, 4 3s are 12, 4 2s are 8. This is 920. So what would be the answer B? 925. It is 115. Yes. Ninth question. Which of the following is not the principle of formulating the mathematics curriculum? So which is not the part which need to be involved while framing the mathematics curriculum is the question. The first one is flexible timetable and curriculum. Yes, you need to take it into account. The child centric, yes, it should be child centric. D, updated on the latest development in the mathematics. Yes, it is absolutely right. The cutthroat competition, so students learn to survive, which should not be done. So D option is the correct one. 10th question is total area of a circle. Area of a circle is 5r square, and a square, area of a square, a square, is equal to 2611 centimeter square. The diameter of a circle is given 42. If diameter is 42, radius would be 21. Okay. So now they are asking us to find out the sum of circumference of the circle and the perimeter. So let us consider this as a second part. So try to find out the first part. 22 by 7 into 21 into 21 plus a square is equal to 2611. 7 3s are 22 3s are 66 into 21 6 2s are 12, 6 2s are 12, 13, 6, 8, 13, 86 plus a square is equal to 2611. 2611, 1386. 11 minus 6, 5, 10 minus 8, 2, 5 minus 3, 2. Okay, this is 1225. It is nothing but a square. Okay, now what they are asking us? They are asking us to find out, let us try to find out what is A. A is, it would become 5, it would become 3. A is 35. Now the question is to find out the sum of circumference. Circumference is 2 pi r plus perimeter of a square, which is 4a. This is how much? 2 into 22 by 7 into r is 21 plus 4 into 35. 7 3s are 3 2s are 6, 22 6 are 132 plus 35 4s are 140. This would be like 272 is the answer. Okay. Let me calculate this again. 1386, 11 minus 6, 5. 10 minus 8, 2, 5 minus 3, 2, Yes, correct. 11th question, which of the following is the largest ecosystem? Okay, this is from environment. The largest ecosystem on the earth is marine. Marine is nothing but water. It is around 76 or 78% is covered with water. The next thing is, which mountain peak is called Sagarmatha in Nepal? So it is Mount Everest. Which of the following state is not located in the north? Jharkhand, Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Haryana, all these things are located in north, but Jharkhand is located towards the east. So our option would become Jharkhand. Dash was the first to observe their heredity features in offspring. It is Johanna Gregor Mendel. Okay. Some of the birds run instead of flying. This bird is, okay, this bird which you can see over here is an emu. So these birds, emu and even ostrich, these are the birds, but they really can't fly. They just run. And this question is from English. Okay. So at a primary level, it is better to teach in the mother tongue because develop self-confidence in the child, yes. Make learning easy for the child, yes. Helps in intellectual development, of course. Helps the children to learn in the natural surroundings, yes. All are correct, but you try to find out the nearest answer, like which is maximum, which is correct to the maximum extent. So it is D option. 17th question, phonetics is basically associated with sounds. 18th question, remedial teaching. What is remedial teaching? Fill the gaps that creeps into pupils' learning. No. Rectifies the concept which have been Fill the gaps that creeps into a pupil's learning. Yes, yes. Rectifies the concept which have been misunderstood. Remedial teaching. Try to understand. This is a teaching which happens to a child when the child is this happens to the child after a child is being diagnosed. Okay, diagnosed. So whenever a teacher is diagnosing a child, he or she finds out what is actually lacking in the child and thereby prescribes the method of learning to the child. So this is what happens in the remedial teaching. So fills the gap that creeps into a pupil's learning. Yes. Rectifies the concept which have been misunderstood. Yes. Helps in retaining the homogeneity in the class. So homogeneity means if we start teaching or giving remedial sessions to the children who are somewhat lagging, these children will also be will also come to a normal level of grasping the thing. So thereby homogeneity is attained. So all the options are true related to the remedial teaching. The 19th question is, study of meaning in a language is known as. Study of meaning is semantics, and syntax is something to learn about the structure of a sentence. Remember, syntax deals with structure of a sentence, and semantics is related to the meaning. And morphology is something about to know about the words, their root words, their prefix and their suffix. Okay, so this is what comes in the morphology. And linguistics means study of languages. Study of different kinds of languages comes under the linguistics. Last question is, the expectations based on the previous experiences with a lack of control that all one's efforts will lead to failure is known as. So I'm reading this question again. This is a kind of psychology related questions, but actually was asked in the English. So let us try to understand it. The expectations based on the previous experiences with a lack of control that all one's efforts will lead to failure is known as. So let me explain this question to you with an example. Let us consider a person. Now this person is facing some trouble. So he has done many kind of things to come out of that trouble. But some way or the other he was unable to come out of it, and many troubles are coming to him. So now the person would be in a situation where he doesn't want to give a try. He stopped giving trials because he realized that whatever he does, he would end up falling into trouble again. So this is known as the learned helplessness. He knows what is going to happen. So that's why he started like living it. He is not even trying to attain something. So he is living it wantedly, which becomes the learned helplessness, which again is the basic cause for anxiety and depression. Anxiety and depression. So that's it for today, guys, and I have covered all the 4 subjects, the child psychology, mathematics, environment, and also English. I hope this session will become useful for you. So kindly let me know in the comment section if you people are facing any trouble or doubts regarding this session. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching this session. Please do subscribe to Passionate Learners and like, share and comment to Passionate Learners. Thank you.